There we go.
Yes.
What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up?
There. Yay.
What's up? What's up?
Andrew says what's up.
What's
Let's
up?
do some podcasting.
Let's freaking woo!
Party.
Yeah.
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 What's up? We're two chicks.
And a pod.
In a pond.
What's up, what's up?
You might have noticed that we missed an episode there on Monday, but
Yeah.
we're gonna tell you exactly why.
Yeah.
I already know what I'm gonna call this episode, but tell the story first.
Yeah, so I think we had like discussed on one of the podcasts about my friend passing, and I was to take his horse and retire him out at my place and all that fun stuff. So this week, I fixed fence and I got everything ready, and I went to Dewberry Saturday morning, and I picked up my horse feed, and I picked up old Smokey boy and brought him home, and just had like this need that I wanted to get on him and ride him around the yard, so I did, and it was magical, and I was super, super, super happy.
Yeah, you were
excited.
crying. You were so happy.
Yeah.
You were like half crying. He was such a nice, gentle, he let
Teddy
you ride
bear.
him right away, and he was so fuzzy and the coolest horse ever.
Yeah, Remy rode him around a little
Yeah.
bit, and yeah, so we were just having a night, making supper.
Yeah, I was doing the dishes, and then you thought I dropped something in the sink.
Yeah, there was a bang, and yeah, you were like, did you hear that? I was like, oh, I thought you dropped something.
Yeah.
And then we looked outside. What are you doing? Oh, and then we looked outside and realized that there was a bunch of vehicles stopped outside my place, and so we kind of debated whether or not we were going to go out there.
Yeah, we're like, what's going on out there?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Because I had actually recently just checked on the horse, and he was eating and just chilling.
He was chilling hard.
chilling hard, yeah. Didn't even leave the hay bale.
Yeah.
He just
He
went.
was a hungry hippo.
Yeah, I kind of walked.
Henry!
Yeah, and so then we went outside, and we could hear a bunch of commotion. There was, hoo-hawing and whatever else going on, and we could hear, it's a heifer, we gotta get off the road. And we realized Smoke wasn't in the yard anymore. Well, at first I said, oh, it's a heifer. Well, I'm just gonna close the gate anyways, 'cause that scared me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, it was not a heifer.
Yeah, and then as we walked up the driveway, it was just right out of a horror movie. Just so much blood. So much blood.
Yeah.
For a football field. Man.
It looked like a massacre had happened out there.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was really bad, and I'm just so happy that it snowed.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's still...
You can still see it though. It's like it has its own
it's
consistency.
haunting.
Yeah. I want to go out there and just shovel it around and I don't know. But I don't want to touch it at the same time.
Thank God it's supposed to snow a shit ton this weekend.
Yeah, good. I almost crashed into the fucking fence coming into our driveway. I just started sliding down because of the fucking freezing rain.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ah.
We had freezing rain the other day, and it's wild. The fields look like lakes right now. They look like ice.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a sheet of ice.
It's cool though. Everything looks plastic and shiny.
Yeah.
And
But yeah, no, it was really tragic, and luckily nobody was seriously injured.
Mm-hmm.
Or humans were seriously injured.
Yeah, no humans were seriously injured.
But yeah, it was Dave's birthday on the Thursday, and that happened Saturday night. So I don't know, I guess Dave just needed his horse up in heaven, I guess. I don't know. But that really sucked.
Yeah, it's he just wanted to go back to his owner. Because, everything was just had to happen so perfectly. He ran to the road at the same time.
Yeah.
The truck, you know what I mean? He was running, they were driving.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Which, and I had separated my mare and him. Like, I put her in a different pasture because I was worried about her chasing him around and I didn't want him to get hurt. And so I moved her, and I like said, like, if he would have gotten out just regularly, like got out casually, I feel like he would have just like went and walked right over to Beretta. But you can see like from the hoof prints that he like went over the fence and then just ran straight to the drive, like the end of the driveway, the approach, and went down the ditch and up. And like the timing for that to happen that way like was crazy. Like I just
very serendipitous.
Yeah, like that highway, like
it's not very busy.
No, like it's not like there's constant traffic. Like it's like somewhat steady, but especially in the evenings, like it's pretty dead out here.
It's quiet, yeah.
So yeah, that really sucked.
Yeah, and like I don't know, I felt like it's not like we were attached to the horse yet. I wasn't. I know you kind of were.
It was like the sentimental value of it.
But like Remy had rode it and was like, because she's a kid, right? So she was like almost already like, I can't wait to ride this horse again. And
I like took her with me to like go pick him up and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it'll be like a good opportunity for Remy and I to hang out and like chill and yeah. And then that happened and it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like how it couldn't get any sadder. Like, and so then we go into, that happened Saturday night. Sunday, you know, I think we kind of just chilled out a little bit. They came and cleaned up the
yeah, my stepdad came with a neighbor that lives not too far down away from me and cleaned it up, which was really nice of them.
Yeah, super thankful that they did that because I have no idea how to deal with something like that. And then we went into like hyper clean mode and got the whole basement done the next day. And then we both went to work Monday, and then yeah, both of us Monday night were just like, then it hit me. Like driving home after work on Monday, I was like, holy fuck, like that happened. You know, like it's not like it's like I didn't take the time to really like think about it until that moment. And
was it Monday that we got the snowstorm warning? Or was it Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah, so Monday, and a couple breakdowns on Tuesday. Or no, was it Monday?
Well, maybe it was Monday.
Monday, yeah.
The warning happened
Bawled
Monday.
all the way home. Tuesday, I was silently crying in my office for a while. It was weird. Like, it was like the shock, like, lasted, like, 2 days.
2 days, yeah.
And, yeah. And, like, the worst part, too, is that we had just eaten edibles right before it happened, too. So then it like kicked in and I'm just like, I feel funny, but like, what?
Yeah, do I feel funny because of the shock or do I feel funny because I'm high? Like, it was very fucked. So fucked. Like, yeah. Like, I didn't even cry, and that's super weird for me. Like, I cry at everything, and just seeing all that, I didn't even cry. So I could tell that, like, something was, like, wrong. I thought she would cry when I told her that it was the horse. Like when I went and looked at it and was like, it is the horse, and then I thought you would cry and you didn't, and then it just all came out a different day
for a few days.
So like I guess we gotta really
delayed.
Yeah. What a nightmare fucking scene. And people driving down the highway were texting you. Like, didn't Jolene text you?
Yeah, my
like,
friend
what the
asked.
fuck happened?
Yeah, and I had just posted like a picture of smoke on my Snapchat, and like, and so many people like replied to it, and we're all happy. And then that happened, and I just deleted it because I was like, I can't handle any more people messaging me about it now. And then my friend drove by the next day and was like, what the hell happened? And then our friend Peggy, her parents live out here, and so they were like, what the hell happened out there? And apparently that's like the worst, like that's like obviously when you live out of town, like you see lots of dead animals, but that was like the worst like thing that they had ever seen. Yeah,
that's what she said. She said that her mom was 55 years old and never saw anything that gruesome in her life. Like, because, like, and neither have I. Like, I've seen lots of dead animals on the side of the road. They've never exploded like that.
Yeah,
like,
it was like, what the fuck? And you know what?
But he was kind of fat, so maybe he got...
he had a distended belly. And like some of the pieces that were out there, like they were kind of like yellowish. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but there was like a few pieces that I kind of looked and I was like, that tissue looks like not right. And like Peggy said that like her thought on it was that maybe because he was an old horse, like maybe his like skin didn't really have like a lot of elasticity in it left, and that's maybe why it kind of just exploded the way it did. And to like the timing, like him running in the truck hitting it probably just like right where it hit him. And yeah, like his like I said, like his belly like was distended, so like honestly like it's super traumatic, but like at least he went quick and he wouldn't have felt a thing. And instead of like, you know, him getting sick, because he was like in his mid-30s already, and that's really old for a horse, so it was really like surprising that he was even still alive and doing as well as he was. But yeah, because I dewormed him and stuff because I was concerned about his big belly. It was just kind of like he wasn't fat, but he had a big belly.
Yeah, but he was like almost like a goat. You know, like goats are like real weird sideways. Yeah. So I feel like the truck probably hit him right on like his belly point, and then he just
oh, hello, Nubby.
Which is so very tragic. Maybe we should put a little trigger warning for the horror we're describing, but why do we have to have so many trigger warnings? Oh, go ahead this year. Yes.
I was gonna say in other news, because you said trigger warning, the last time we did trigger warning was about a certain sociopath, and oh my goodness, so Peggy recommended a podcast to me and Jesse, and it's called something.
No.
Something Was Wrong, and it's like this podcast series where she does like seasons. So she'll find someone to like kind of like interview or podcast, and then they'll tell their story in like in a season. So like that's what I think, I've had like 12 or like 14 like episodes or something. And it's just like all about like kind of like narcissists, like abuse, emotional, physical, like all these like crazy things. And I listened to it and like, oh my god, like so these types of people are like textbook. Like the similarities, like the things that she described, it was almost like it felt like she was telling my story.
Really?
Like that's how like similar it was. And like the timeline too of when they ended up breaking up was like they were together like similar months from when me and my ex were together too. So me and my ex were together like 9 months, and I think they were engaged, but they had been together for like 8 months or something like that. So it must be like they must have like a certain like an expiry.
Well, yeah, lives can only keep up for so long, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably the
like down to like even like him cooking her breakfast, and I was like, holy frickin'
Yeah.
Like what in the heck and heck?
Right?
Like,
Frickadoodle, what the heck and heck?
Yeah, and like animal abuse and lying, and he like on this podcast, this guy had pretended to be somebody he wasn't.
Did he what kind of animal abuse did he do?
Like her roommate had seen her roommate, so she had rehomed a dog. But before, like her roommate had witnessed him kick her dog while he had 2 dogs and he was walking both of them, and like just kicked her in the ribs, and then she ended up rehoming the dog, and the owner that got it took her to the vet because she was limping, and they said like that could have been caused by like a kick and some other stuff. Yeah, like there's like a certain thing that bulldogs, I think, or like Frenchies get or whatever, that like a hip or a knee problem or something, but the dog was like too young for that, so they said that if she would have been kicked like that, it could have like sped up that process or whatever. But anyways, it was just like really, really like sad, and you know, it really like made me like, I don't know, it kind of like made me think about things some more and stuff, and like, and even about like my own dog. Like I was thinking like, why would he like do such a thing to him? And like, you know, like maybe he was like, you know, being mean to him, because I did see he was mean to my cats, and I did see him like be mean to my cat in person. Like he threw like deliberately threw a ball at my one cat and like hit him like right in the stomach, and I like yelled at him. I was like, why would you do that? Like that's not nice. Like
You don't throw balls at animals, like, unless you're being playful.
He whipped it at him, my little Bentley. And so then I got like thinking about it again, and I was like, holy man, like I wonder, like, did he like kick him and like seriously hurt him? And he was like, oh shit, like what am I gonna do now that like I hurt him? Or like, I don't know.
Right?
So is that why he like disposed of him? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then he had a dog that he would like abuse and stuff, and it was just
the same type of person. That's so
gross. It was. And like when they describe like their personalities too, like they defy the law and stuff like that. And like how often did he like not respect and stealing? Like he would steal, like he stole from the gym that he was working at. You know, like all these like textbook, like it was just like holy crap. Like yeah. So then it's like, okay, so like they have like all these like signs, like are they born that way, or were they like did they like develop these issues? Because like how is it all the same in all of them, you know, or like so similar?
Yeah, I think that like this is just my own, like I assume that narcissists are created by narcissists. Like you probably would, like I don't think anybody's brain is wired that way.
Well, no, maybe people like schizophrenia and stuff. True, right? Like like a mental like disorder, like born with like a.
True, but like that seems like such a learned behavior, because like naturally humans aren't supposed to be evil, but then again there's tons of evil humans, so. But
a lot of times though too, like the animal harming stuff starts at such a young age, so it's like how did they, and like when you like now it's like, okay, well we have like TV, we have social media for like people, like kids to learn stuff quicker, but like back then, like Jeffrey Dahmer and stuff like that, when you go back on their stories, like he was fairly young when he started harming animals, and like there wouldn't have been like, where would he have learned that from?
Is that his
pink thing?
Yeah,
it's his.
Okay.
Yeah, my dog, like so I'm going to town tonight, and I packed up his things, and he'll literally like go into the bag and unpack them.
So cute.
Yeah, a smart little peckerhead.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer was fucked. I suppose some people just have, you know, but I really think that like...
And Ted Bundy was like, kind of showed signs at a young age too of being like...
Was Ted Bundy abused as a child? Because I don't know, like...
There's like a few of them that were, and I think some that weren't.
Yeah, and like I know that like the idea of like nature versus nurture is always so interesting to me when it comes to people who are really, really horrible. Like, is it possible to be born that way? Or is this a product of what happened to you or what you've witnessed? Like, I don't know.
It's complicated too, because like you can like look at like past regressions and stuff too, and like look back at your past lives. And like some people will say like that, you know, when you're brought into this world, like you've already like chosen when you're gonna leave and how you're gonna leave and like what kind of life you're gonna live. Like you've chosen your path when you come into this world.
Damn.
So like if you're a previous like psychopath, like do you come back as another psychopath? Like is that how like these people with mental like disabilities like come like out? I don't know.
Interesting, because maybe serial killers like go into their next life like, okay, I gotta be sneakier. I'm gonna be a coach of a fucking, you know, I'm gonna be a good community person. I'm gonna fucking fool everyone and be evil as fuck. Like, probably, maybe.
Yeah, there's just like so many variables, and there's probably like a degree of learned behavior, and there's probably a degree of...
And so do you think people like that will ever well, not to say will they, but do you think they can ever change, like...
I don't know. Like, that's the problem, is because...
They don't want to.
Because they don't want to. They don't believe. They think that's the thing. Like, they have themselves so convinced, and, like, they lie to themselves so much and to everybody else that, like, they would never get help. And, like, the only way, I think, to help somebody like that would probably be, like, you know, if something's not right in your brain, like, probably medication to sort you out. But how would you ever get them to that point unless they get arrested?
Yeah, you wouldn't. The only way they would ever admit that they were crazy is if they got caught and were gonna go to jail, and their only out was like plead insanity. Like,
but like the scary part too, like on that as well, is that like if they did like get better, like when there's like pathological liars like that, like how do you know?
And just like pedophiles, like I think it's like over 50% of pedophiles reoffend. They just get smarter about it. Like, you know, they know what the red flags are, so they make sure they don't red flag. So it's fucking disgusting.
That would be like an interesting thing to dive into too, like the mentality and like the mental health of like, I know a lot of those people have been abused themselves, but like,
yeah, but so have I, and I'm not abusing people. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I know. That's why, like, that's why I'm
yeah.
like, to know psychologically, like, what's going on in their head. Like, if they don't have like a mental, like, something that doesn't click right too.
Right. Yeah. I hate when people are like,
oh no,
they were abused, so that's why they did it.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm just saying, like you know, hurt people usually hurt people, and like that's what people say. Like, oh, they're abused, so they abuse. Maybe it's like a control thing, but. Is there something like, because how do you like, how do you think that's okay? Like how, like, I
think it's just an uncontrollable urge, and like people like that just don't ever take the time to like become like, you know, like the master of their own subconscious. They just give in to the desires and give in to these horrible cravings. And yeah, like I used to think that if everybody just like meditated a lot, they could probably meditate away all their evil thoughts and just replace them with good ones. But
it's like the problem is that they don't want to,
exactly,
because they don't see the problem in themselves. Like, yeah, it's fucking weird.
So with that, we love you. Think about it, research it, and R.I.P. Smoky Smoke. Yeah.